Recording in progress.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Calfidelio News. So we're gonna go over briefly to what happened for Garcia Luna. So the ex-Mexican Secretary of Public Secretary Genaro Garcia Luna sentenced to over 38 years imprisonment. We're gonna read a little bit about the sentencing. So he was the Secretary of Public Security in Mexico from 2006 to 2012. He was sentenced on this day. This letter was written by the United States District Judge Brian M. Colgan to 460 months imprisonment and a $2 million fine for his decade-long assistance to the Sinaloa cartel in exchange for millions of dollars in bribes. So what it shows here is that following a 4-week trial in February 2023, Garcia Luna was convicted by a jury of engaging in a continuous criminal enterprise, international cocaine distribution, conspiracy to distribute, and process with intent to distribute cocaine, conspiracy to import cocaine and making false statements. And we're gonna go a little bit more down to see what he was doing. At the As proven at the trial from 2006 to 2012, Garcia Luna was Mexico's top law enforcement official, serving as the Secretary of Public Security, and in that capacity, he controlled the Mexico's federal police force from 2001 to 2005. He was the head of Mexico's Federal Investigative Agency, AFI. The defendant used his official positions to assist the violence in the local cartel. The cartel in exchange for millions of dollars in bribes. And this is something else that he did. So Garcia Luna's conduct included facilitating safe passage of the cartel's drug shipments, providing sensitive law enforcement information about investigations into the cartel and helping the cartel attack rival drug cartels, thereby facilitating the protection of multi-ton quantities of cocaine and other drugs in the United States. So this is something else that he was doing in exchange for bribes. The defendant's federal police force acted as bodyguards and escorts for the cartel, allowing cartel members to wear police uniforms and badges, helping to unload shipments of cocaine from planes at Mexico City port, then delivering the cocaine to the cartel. The defendant was paid by the U.S. currency. His stuff varies in suitcases, briefcases, and duffel bags. The bribe amounts increased over the years as the Sinaloa cartel grew in size and power through the assistance of the defendant. Former members of the cartel testified that the bribery was handed off to the defendant in the variety of locations, including at a safe house located in Mexico City, where large amounts of cash were hidden in false wall, at a car wash in Guadalajara, and at a French restaurant in Mexico City across the street from the U.S. Embassy. Further, in exchange for the millions of dollars in bribes, the defendant's federal police force leaked sensitive information that enabled the cartel to evade detection by law enforcement or use the information in attacks on rival traffickers. Finally, after moving to the United States in 2012, Garcia Luna submitted an application for naturalization in 2018, in which he lied about his past criminal conduct on behalf of the cartel in an attempt to become a U.S. citizen. So it tells a little bit about the investigation that was led by the New York Strike Force. We're just going to do some reading and moving forward from this, we're going to see what the president at the time had to say, Felipe Calderon. So pretty much about the case for Garcia Luna, Felipe Calderon, he's saying I never had evidence, verifiable evidence to see the illicit activities that he was involved in, and I never received information about the agencies, intelligence agencies, Mexican or foreign, uh, that he had interactions with. He never had any access or testimony that were presented uh, for the judgment. And he says, "Well, I'm a man of law, and I respect the action of the court. And I assume that they acted with prudence, and then they know what they're doing. and I believe whoever infringes the law, they must pay for the consequences. So this was his response to the judgment that was decided for Garcia Luna, and this was published on Wednesday, October 16th. And this is a website, United States Attorney's Office. It's a Eastern District of New York, DOJ, Department of Justice. And then it looks like in the Mañanera, the new president talks a little bit about what was going on during the time that Felipe Calderon was president. So it shows us from 2006 to 2012, because he had two elections, how the crime was high for kidnappings. So you continue, and there is something that she's going to talk about a later. She's talking about a book of Sarkozy, ex-president of French, that says the relation of force. It's in reference about Garcia Luna to some type of statement. And in that letter, it looks like Garcia Luna was listening to the president at that time, which is Felipe Calderon. So anything that Garcia Luna was doing or he's charged of, it looks like behind that, he was just being used. He was just a puppet taking directions from the president. That's what that's what she's saying about the statement. So that's Garcia Luna for the people that don't know. That's Garcia Luna, and that's the president, the previous president, former president, Felipe Calderon. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this about the penal law, penal code? Because it cannot continue to happen in Mexico. 6 years, reivindication of politics. She's talking about the exponential growth in the kidnappings. So once the chart that we went over, from 2000 to 2022, 24. The presidency for Felipe was, he had two terms. Every term in Mexico, there's 6 years. So 26, 2006, 2000, 2006, and then 2006 to 2012. So that's uh, those two terms. So it was accepted to have a collateral damage, like victims that didn't have anything to do with it, for the corruption, the crime. Now we know that who was in control, that was responsible. She's saying that it looks like the judgment was from the judge, who's saying that who was at fault, and it looks like it wasn't just directly Garcia. It looks like the person that's being blamed for it, being blamed for it is Felipe Calderon, the former president. Uh, that there's no difference between this person and the Chapo. They're known for being a drug trafficker. She's saying there can't be any hypocrisy. And some people from the president's party, they're saying that this must be considered and they must pay for the crime. And it should be seen as terrorism, an act of terrorism. Okay, so that's it for today. They was just a highlight out to see what's going on. This is the current president, the elect president of Mexico. For those that do not know, is Claudia Sheinbaum. So that's the current president. She just recently took control of the presidency of on this October. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in for Coffee de Olla news. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and give a comment. But most importantly, give a like and subscribe. I need the subscriptions as many subscriptions as possible. So I'll be updating you guys with the we're gonna go over the Supreme Court reforms, which there's like three of them, and then I'm gonna give a head of each one, and then some of the things that are going on, like electricity, that now it belongs to the state of Mexico, and the other things that AMLO did to benefit the Mexican people. So we're gonna talk about that another time. But thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day. See ya.